Hey everybody, how's it going? This is SergeantBean67 and this is my second submission for the Snipers RS channel. In my first video I had Halo Reach gameplay and I was talking about why I play such a wide variety of games and maybe why you may be interested as well to play a wider variety. In this gameplay commentary I'm going to be talking about Infinity Ward's history with the Call of Duty series and really why they're so important to the whole series. So before I get started with the gameplay commentary, I first want to thank everybody associated with the Snipers RS channel for letting me come on here again. You guys are awesome. So let's get started with the commentary. Let's take a step back here. Back in 2001, Medal of Honor Allied Assault was released on the PC by the developer 2015. 2015 is actually Infinity Ward, but they actually used to be with EA, and that's what they were called. They released Medal of Honor, and they actually left right after they created that game because they felt that they were being limited too much by EA games, which is kind of weird because now Battlefield is a huge EA game, and imagine if Infinity Ward never left EA, they would have been making Battlefield, who would be making Call of Duty, who knows? So it's kind of interesting to go back in history and see how if certain things didn't occur, then huge games and or like other things wouldn't exist. Halo is another great example, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So Infinity Ward, or 2015, decided to leave EA games because they were being limited in too many ways. Limited in too many ways, you ask? Pretty much they were limited concerning only campaign. Medal of Honor wasn't really a multiplayer game at that time, so single player was a huge thing. And the reason why they felt they were being limited was because as a character playing Medal of Honor, you're pretty much this badass guy who's like pumping roids and beating the shit out of everybody. And Infinity Ward pretty much was like, we don't really want to make games that you're a superhero, which is kind of ironic because now the new Call of Duty series single-player games are pretty much that. But they wanted to make you a regular character who was kind of doing their own thing and wasn't really invincible. So they left, they created their own developer company, Infinity Ward, and they came out with a trailer for Call of Duty. I'm not sure exactly which year, I'm sorry, I don't know which year the first trailer came out. So they came out with the first trailer, and then Activision saw it, and they're like, we gotta jump on this. This series is gonna be huge. And of course, they were right. Call of Duty series is now huge. I don't have to explain it to you of how big it is. It's probably the biggest seller in the entertainment business concerning video games. So they enlisted them, but they bought the rights to the Call of Duty series. So pretty much what that means is that Activision can enlist any other developers and make them make a Call of Duty title. Which now, if you don't understand that, pretty much that means that like any other developer can make a Call of Duty game for Activision, i.e. Treyarch. So before I get into that, I just want to talk about Call of Duty. The first Call of Duty came out, it was amazing, tons of people liked it, the single player aspect of it, and it was just absolutely amazing. So then Activision said we need to pump out more games, which pretty much this is what they do now. They come out with a Call of Duty title every single year, which is good and bad at the same time. I'm not going to really give my opinion on it, but pretty much, yeah, good and bad. So they started coming out with a lot of games after Call of Duty, the first one came out, and then if you remember, there was one spin-off game called Call of Duty Big Red 1. That was probably the most popular spin-off that most people remember, yet it still wasn't really considered good compared to the other games that came out from Infinity Ward. So they started enlisting other developers that they wanted to make Call of Duty games, and one of them stood out the most out of all of them, other than Infinity Ward obviously, was Treyarch. Treyarch made Call of Duty 3, World at War, and Black Ops. So a lot of people like Treyarch and a lot of people like Infinity Ward, so there's like fans of both, and they're just fans who just enjoy the Call of Duty series as a whole and may not even realize that they're made by different developers, which, there you go, I already explained this already. They're made by two different developers, and pretty much what I feel about Infinity Ward is that they always top themselves. The World War II franchise, genre back then, there were tons of World War II games. If you go back to like 2002, 3, there were a ton of games that were coming out that were all World War II, because that's what the entertainment business thought, that's what people wanted. So Infinity Ward pretty much branched out and created Call of Duty 4, and some people actually thought that was going to be a failure because they thought that the public is not interested in anything other than World War II games. And then Infinity Ward thought, no, we need to branch out, we need to change and be different, blah blah blah. And then they came out with Call of Duty 4, and it was actually a huge success. Still playing it today, and it's just extremely amazing how if they didn't branch it out like that, then who would? Who knows? Maybe Treyarch would have. We have no idea. That's just the way the history took its course. But they branched out with Call of Duty 4, and then it was Modern, and then after that, Treyarch came out with Call of Duty 5. That's why some people were like scratching their heads thinking, what the hell? They came out with a Modern game, and now Call of Duty 5 is actually still set in World War II. And if you didn't know the difference of the developers, then you'd be really confused. Pretty much Treyarch already finished making World at War, and they're obviously not going to change it just because Call of Duty 4 Modern era is more popular. So they came out with that, and it didn't really make any sense. It was kind of weird. That was pretty much the last game that we're probably going to see World War II genre, unless there's like a remake or something. We're not going to really see any World War II games for a long time because now everybody's interested in modern and futuristic like Halo. So now I'm really happy because originally Infinity Ward got into a dispute after Modern Warfare 2 came out because they're like, blah blah blah, we want money, money. And then it's like, they just got into a huge court case with Activision. They were suing for losses that they felt that they didn't get enough money, even though technically they got the money part of their contract, I'm pretty sure. But nonetheless, they got into a huge court case, and I thought another game from Infinity Ward was never going to occur. Obviously, that isn't true. Modern Warfare 3 is coming out. I'm extremely excited for it, and so are a ton of people, a ton of you guys, and it's probably going to be a great game. And also, another thing, quick scoping is going to be back in full force. I'm pretty happy about that, and of course all the snipers are too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the brief history of Infinity Ward and how they're really the fathers of the Call of Duty series. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay commentary, and I will see you later.